with Josh Fritz. This breaking news that Pastor James Coates is to be released, and I want to pick it up from his wife's Instagram account. And basically, off of this post, she expresses her. I can't see what I'm looking at, so I'm gonna read it off to you. She says here, guys, my heart is about to burst. I've had to keep this quiet since last night. Please pray he gets before the judge by Friday, and the judge agrees to settle this. I cannot thank you enough. You have rallied, you have loved us, you have prayed for us, you have encouraged us in my darkest moments. Thank you, everyone. The love of Christ is so evident in you. Link in my stories and bio. So there you have it. That's breaking news. It's really an answer to prayer. As I put my microphone back, there's an article I want to read alongside of that. It says, Crown withdraws all but one charge against Pastor James Coates. Lawyer expects release from jail soon. Here. That's an article. I'm not going to read that one. I want to go back to her account and look at the link in the bio. And as I pull that up, you'll see it. Hopefully. There we go. It says, Pastor James Coates to be released from jail as Crown withdraws charges. So that is a really answer. And I want to apologize. I am under the weather, so I am home right now. But I did feel like I should hop on and talk about this. So there's Pastor James with his family there. And it says here, the Justice Center today announced that Crown prosecutors have agreed to withdraw all but one of the Public Health Act offenses that Pastor James Coates has been charged with. The Justice Center expects Pastor Coates will be released from jail in the coming days, without any conditions, pending his May 3rd through 5th trial in provincial court. The Justice Center will defend Pastor Coates on one remaining charge of violating an order of the Chief Medical Officer of Health by challenging the lawfulness of the public health order that he is charged with violating. The pastor of Grace Life Church near Edmonton has been incarcerated in the Edmonton Remand Center for a month, since February 16th. It is expected that Pastor Coates could be released from jail as early as Friday, March 19th. Grace Life is a church of nearly 400 congregants who have exercised their charter rights and freedoms normally since July of 2020, including their freedoms of assembly, association, expression, religion, and conscience. Not one congregant has been lost to COVID, but sadly, a congregant was lost to the Alberta government lockdown in the first week of February when he died prematurely because he couldn't get the cancer treatment he needed due to government lockdown restrictions. Pastor Coates and Grace Life Church are represented by the Justice Center in respect of tickets and court summons. The pastor and his church have been taken to court by Alberta Health Services, AHS, and ordered to close by AHS for holding regular church services and refusing to turn congregants away. The Justice Center sent a letter to Premier Jason Kenney on February 17, 2021, challenging him to assume responsibility for protecting the charter rights and freedoms of Albertans, and to cease allowing an unelected health official, Dr. Dina Hinshaw, to violate rights and freedoms with health orders that are not reviewed or approved by the elected members of the Legislative Assembly. Pastor Coates has been jailed in the Edmonton Remand Center since February 16th after he refused to sign a bail condition that required him to effectively promise to stop exercising his charter freedoms of conscience, religion, expression, association, and peaceful assembly. On Sunday, February 7th, after the morning worship service, 2 RCMP officers met with Pastor Coates and a few others in his office at the church and told Pastor Coates that he was under arrest. The officers imposed a condition on the pastor that he only hold church if he followed all the public health restrictions, such as permitting only 15% of his congregants to attend a Sunday morning worship service. Pastor Coates explained to the officers that he could not agree to abide by charter violating public order. He couldn't agree to abide by the charter, violating public health orders that prevent him from fulfilling his duty as a minister to lead his congregation in worship. As Pastor Coates did not agree to the condition imposed on him, RCMP should have taken him before a justice of the peace, but they did not, and instead they left the church. Pastor Coates again held church on Sunday, February 14th. On Monday, February 15th, the RCMP asked Pastor Coates to attend at the RCMP station. When Pastor Coates arrived, the RCMP charged him with multiple Public Health Act offenses and a criminal offense related to the bail condition imposed on February 7th. A bail hearing took place on Tuesday, February 16th. Crown Prosecutor Karen Thornton asked the court to keep Pastor Coates in jail until he could appear for trial. A justice of the peace ordered Pastor Coates released on bail on the condition that he only hold church if he followed all the public health restrictions. Pastor Coates could not, in good conscience, agree to such a charter rights violating condition of release and was therefore detained at the Edmonton Remand Center. Crown prosecutors have now agreed that Pastor Coates can be released without conditions and will withdraw all but one of the Public Health Act charges against him. Prosecutors have also agreed to withdraw the criminal charge in connection with the condition imposed by RCMP on February 7th and instead have charged Pastor Coates $100 for breaching the condition. As I scroll back down, which Pastor Coates has agreed to pay. The single charge remaining has not been withdrawn as the Justice Center and Pastor Coates want the matter heard at trial to determine the constitutionality of the public health order that churches only hold worship services at 15% capacity and to compel the government to produce scientific evidence that might support these violations of charter freedoms. The trial is scheduled to take place beginning on May 3rd, 2021. The condition that Pastor Coates effectively stopped doing his job as pastor by adhering to unscientific and unconstitutional public health restrictions should never have been imposed on him by the RCMP or by the court. We are hopeful that he will finally be released from jail without conditions and can resume pastoring Grace Life Church, states Justice Center President John Carpe. We look forward appearing in court in May and demanding the government to provide evidence that public health restrictions that violate the freedoms of religion, peaceful assembly, expression, and association are scientific and are justifiable in a free and democratic country, concludes Carpe. So there you have it. With that article being read, hopefully you could see it here. I'll provide the link in the description. You can also go to Erin Coates' Instagram. It's also there in her bio in the interim as I post this video. And that's welcome news to see that Pastor Coates will be released from jail as the Crown withdraws their charges. So still need to pray for it because this might still go to trial, but a great blessing, a great answer to prayer as we see Pastor Coates released. To be released, and we're looking forward to that. So, any more updates on this, I will let you know. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and stay tuned for more updates. God bless.